Movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we're here celebrating the magic of movies and physical media with you. So today we're talking about 1997's The Peacemaker from director Mimi Leder and stars George Clooney and Nicole Kidman. And just a little bit of movie trivia here. The Peacemaker was also DreamWorks' first feature film production. Now, The Peacemaker is one of those movies that had a whole lot of various different releases on DVD and Blu-ray that were reissued constantly every few years. I believe the first Blu-ray came out in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, and I think the last one was in 2014, 2015, and I do have the Blu-ray. This is the reissued Blu-ray from, I believe, 2014 that came out. Now, they all had the same transfer. There was no new HD transfers done with these reissued Blu-rays, hence the word reissued. And overall, I thought they looked great. I never really had any kind of problems with this Blu-ray, but that didn't stop Kino Lorber and Paramount Pictures from restoring and releasing The Peacemaker on 4K UHD with a remastered Blu-ray sourced from the 4K scan. So The Peacemaker does come at us with a fresh 4K scan of the original 35mm negative with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and preserves a theatrical ratio of 2.35 to 1. Now, as I said, The Peacemaker on Blu-ray, I never really had a problem with. I always thought it looked great. So let's take a closer look at this 4K, compare it to the previous Blu-ray release, and see if this 4K is really worth the upgrade. The Peacemaker is a very nice 4K UHD presentation. The color reproduction and HDR10 Dolby Vision grading really enhances what's already there with some very nice, strong, and vibrant primaries that also looks brighter. Colors now carry more depth and nuances within the color ranges while also looking naturally lifelike. Explosions look much better here on this 4K and also cleaner, with fireballs igniting the screen with some nice deep rich orange and yellow flames, also separated by the black smoke. It really pops here, while the Blu-ray, the fire looked slightly blown out. I also noticed some color timing on this 4K that looks more appropriately displayed, such as with background walls that looked beige or creamy on the Blu-ray. Now with this 4K, they look pure white. Or sometimes at night, such as on the train at the beginning of the film, blacks have a blue tint to them. Now on this 4K, it's pure black. Overall, there isn't a dramatic difference with the color grading, but there is some nice color correction there. Saturation is handled much better here with this 4K. That really brings some nice pop and punch to the colors, giving life back into the image, while also balancing out the colors, creating more lifelike imagery. That also really helps with skin tones that are naturally displayed and healthy looking. Highlights are also represented better here on this 4K, where the Blu-ray had a lot of blown out or hot spots within light sources or even windows in the background. Now with this 4K, all these areas look very nicely balanced out and natural looking. Black levels look incredible. We have those deep, inky, truer looking black levels and some really nice, healthy shadow detail that really helps in drawing out more information and finer details within the image. Now with the deeper black levels and shadows, the image has more depth now, along with stronger delineation throughout. And this really gives the film a truer cinematic sense than I've ever seen on home video. The 4K scan has cleaned up the image, ridding of any kind of anomalies such as black and white specks, and I even noticed some yellow splotches here and there, and also we have some really heavy uses of edge enhancements on the Blu-ray. The 4K scan has cleaned this up while also retaining any imperfections and anomalies inherited from the negative intact, giving that nice filmic appearance. The higher 2160p resolution also gives a clearer and razor-sharp image, where if I didn't know any better, I honestly would have thought this was shot today photochemically. And this was done without the use of any kind of AI tools or artificial sharpening done. The image has a very lifelike and natural look to it now in this 4K. Finer details are impressive. Close-ups of skin texturing, beads of sweat, dried on grime, soot, blood, and dirt are much more revealing now, including seeing pores pores and lines within the skin. The 4K imagery also carries much more detail throughout, with helicopters, trucks, the warheads, guns, and other weaponry. You can make out all the intricate, finer details and imperfections, along with objects and guns carrying some really nice sheen to them. The 4K also has extra depth and three-dimensionality, giving a much more lifelike appearance now, where on the Blu-ray it looked pretty flat and lifeless, especially when I compared the two formats side by side. Now on the 4K, the image exudes details, texturing, and life. This all really showcases the special effects, the makeup, and cinematography, filling in the 23521 frame with a much truer cinematic experience. The 4K disc also has a nice bitrate that runs between 60 and 80 Mbps and is on a 100 GB disc. The grain field is also intact here on this 4K, which is more than I can say for the Paramount Blu-ray release, which was plastered with heavy DNR scrubbing, ridding the image of all grain that gave a very waxiness look to the image. Now with the 4K, we no longer have that issue. We have some really nice, tight, natural 35mm grain field, giving a beautiful filmic appearance. Alright guys, now let's get into the audio of Peacemaker. The 4K comes with a DTS stereo mix and a DTS 5.1 mix. And honestly, I didn't notice any difference. So I do believe that the sound tracks are identical to the Paramount Blu-ray release, which definitely gets the job done. The 5.1 mix stays very aggressive and constantly lively, with a lot of activity in the surrounds, from atmospherics to Hans Zimmer's score, the explosions and gunfire that carry some excellent directionality and object placement. The low ends carry a lot of weight, with some aggressive bass rumble during the heavy action set pieces and with explosions and gunfire. Dialogue is rendered clean and clear, and the heavy action sound effects and music never drowns out the audio. So guys, not only is the Peacemaker a lot of fun to watch and has some great action set pieces and suspense, it also has a very nicely warm welcome upgrade in 4K UHD and the included remastered Blu-ray. This is a must upgrade from your old Paramount Blu-ray release, or if you don't already own it, it's definitely worth adding to your collection. But now I want to hear from you. When you look at the differences here between the two formats, Paramount's previous Blu-ray release and Kino Lorber's 4K UHD release, which do you like better? Or do you see much difference at all? Head over to the comment section and let me know. Well guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here as we talk about the Peacemaker in 4K UHD and comparing it to the Blu-ray release from Paramount. I still think the Paramount Blu-ray is decent and good enough, but yeah, if you have a 4K, you definitely want to upgrade it from your Blu-ray. As always guys, keep physical media alive, and we'll see you next time with a 4K versus Blu-ray comparison.
Twin Flicks presents 4K versus Blu-ray comparison.